Good morning, Friday, August 28th. And the other day, Mike Pompeo from somewhere overseas, I think in Israel, he spoke at the Republican National Convention. Now, that was disturbing because federal employees at his level, and at every level actually, have to observe the Hatch Act. And the Hatch Act says that they are not to participate in any kind of political activity. And it specifically talks about conferences and conventions and party meetings and things like that. It also mentions that certainly they cannot spend any federal funds going to those events, etc. Now, Mike Pompeo has said that he's paying his own way, that his talk at the convention, even though he was speaking from Israel, all costs associated with that talk are not coming from the federal government. They're coming from him or his associates or whatever, but the federal government is not paying any money. So this is disturbing because I don't remember in my lifetime, and I've been around for 80 some odd years, ever having a Secretary of State or any high-ranking cabinet official at those level people. And most high-ranking federal employees in general have never spoken at any political convention that I know. And this is a clear violation of the Hatch Act. Now, the Hatch Act has been around since 1939. In fact, before the Republican National Convention took place, a cable was sent out to all State Department employees, and it went out under the Secretary of State's name, and it said that presidential and political appointees may not engage in any partisan political activity in concert with a partisan campaign, political party, or partisan political group, even on personal time, even outside the federal workplace. This particular cable was entitled 2020 Hatch Act / political activities. So it was clearly prohibiting what Mike Pompeo did. So Pompeo covered his ass slightly by saying that he was going to foot the bill for it himself. Whatever activities were going on, he was going to pay for it out of his own pocket. But it still says you're not supposed to do it. Okay? The Hatch Act is very clear. You're not supposed to do what he did. And the Hatch Act was put in place to limit political activities of federal employees and to make sure that federal programs are administered in a nonpartisan fashion. It's also to protect federal employees from political coercion and to ensure that they advance in their careers based upon merit rather than political affiliation. That's hard to believe in this administration when you look at this administration and you see the people who have been appointed. People like DeJoy and DeVos, the Secretary of Education. Now, both of these people were big contributors to Trump's campaign. And hence, they got these jobs without having any previous experience in how to do these jobs. And as you have probably seen, both of these appointees have been involved in some very controversial situations. DeJoy stripping the post office and DeVos's protection of funding private schools. Many previous secretaries of state have forbidden their employees to speak at national conventions and conferences of their political affiliations. So why did Pompeo do this? Why did he break the rules with impunity? Many have cited one reason and one reason only. He wants to be president. Now, I can understand that. I can understand him wanting to be president. I really don't understand how he believes that speaking at the National Convention at this particular time and violating the Hatch Act at this particular time is going to further his presidential ambitions. I fail to see that. I see a man who's possessed and follows Trump's regimen and ideas to the utmost. And I don't know if a man who is a lackey and a toady right now is a man that has presidential timber, as they say. So why would he jeopardize his dream? I can't answer that question. I can only ponder it, and I come up with no answers. As I come up with no answers in many of the things that go on in the Trump administration. And so, once again, we have a situation that is unique to this president and unique to the people that hang out with him. They continue to defy the norms that were established by 44 other administrations. And I guess the one thing that they could be noted for is the rule breaking, the ignoring the behavior of past administrations. So that's what I have to say. And I'll see you in the morning.